I've been worried about this day for a long time. An assassin tried to kill President Trump today at a rally in Pennsylvania, just hours before I'm sitting here talking to you. I saw the first video coming out of Trump at this rally, gunfire, clear gunfire, and he goes and he touches his head and there's blood. And of course, my first thought was, oh my God, they've done it. And I just had this pit of my stomach, just this revulsion of horror that this could happen in America today. And to Trump, we know that they have been saying absolutely unhinged things about him for years now. We know the media says that he's Hitler-esque and that he's a fascist and an authoritarian and a threat to democracy, but there was a part of me that had hoped it wouldn't cross that threshold to this, where clearly a gunman tried to take President Trump's life. I do not get overwrought over politics. I think you all know I try to approach the ins and outs of politics with a fair mind and with a steady view. I felt rage today at what happened. I mean, a tremendous relief that President Trump is okay. I know President Trump. I know his family. I've known Trump's family members. I grew up with some of his kids in New York. I've known them now for 30 years. He's a president. He's also a dad, a husband. And that the evil of the left would be on display in this way. I can't say I'm surprised, but it is a shocking reminder of what we are up against. They have impeached him, indicted him, tried to imprison him, and now tried to assassinate him. And he still stands. The ugliness from the left is going to continue in this election. They have a dementia patient. I don't say that as a joke. It is an obvious statement of fact. They have a dementia patient running the Democrat Party, or at least officially the head of it, whether he's running it or Jill's running it or somebody else. We can argue about that another day. But they'll do anything to stay in power, and they're terrified of Trump and the movement that he represents. And I understand they're going to say this is just one gunman, this is just one deranged individual, but this comes in a context of constant and just unhinged criticism of Trump, freakouts about Trump, saying the most inflammatory things. He's a racist, he's a rapist, he's a traitor, go down the list. He's going to end democracy, he's going to end the country. I have said this before. What would a person who believes what the media says every day, which is that Trump is a threat to the country, Trump will end the country, what would that person be unwilling to do? If you knew who Hitler was before he was the dictator of the Third Reich, would you have done something? That's the question that lunatics out there, when they think about Trump, they start to associate these things. They think, well, if Trump can end the country, I must do something about it. And we've been worried about this, and Clay and I talked about this on the show recently, that there needs to be more Secret Service protection for Trump. And here we are, seeing the first real assassination attempt against a presidential candidate or president in this country in 40 years since Reagan. And this, I think, more than anything that we have seen, should be a reminder of the stakes here. This isn't just a fight about right and left, Democrat and Republican. This is a fight of good against evil. The other side is unwilling to allow the American people to have a free and fair choice. They did not allow a free and fair choice in 2020. They will not allow a free and fair choice now. And given where the polls are, I don't think they believe that mail-in ballots and COVID shenanigans and all the rest of it will be enough. Joe Biden is not of sound mind. It's obvious to everyone, including Democrats who now have written even in the New York Times about this, There's no debate about whether Joe Biden is of sound mind. It's just a question of what are they going to do about this? We saw what one leftist Democrat did and tried to change the course of history. I really do think everyone needs to understand Trump was grazed by a bullet. If that bullet had been just 2 inches different in trajectory, he would have been assassinated on live TV at a political rally. And the country would have seen that. And just the psychic wound from that we would all bear. And the possibility of not just division, but real sectarian political conflict breaking out in this country would be all too real. I thought they had assassinated Trump for about 3 minutes as I was figuring out and looking at the breaking news. I was working out at the gym when this happened. It was all noisy. I couldn't tell what was going on, but my phone started just blowing up all over the place, vibrating, more. Do you see what happened? Do you see what happened? Thank God he's okay. But we were this close to losing President Trump. And with it, I don't know what would have happened. I don't even want to think about what would have happened. I've been telling you all along that just in the face of the lawfare campaign, if you believe in justice in this country, you have to vote for Trump because of what they've done in lawfare. And now you see this, a gunman trying to take away the clear choice of the American people in this election already before the votes are even cast. And this is a fight between good and evil. And it is absolutely incumbent upon every American who is still able to see the difference to vote for Donald Trump. I know a lot of Democrats obviously won't do that. I'm sure that they'll all ignore what I'm saying. But to those who are still persuadable, you have seen what the two sides represent. You've seen the lies they've told about Biden's state of mind. And now you've seen the preparation for violence that the Democrat Party has been engaged in for all of Biden's term by saying that Trump is the end of democracy and Trump will destroy the country and all these other things. I want to leave you with this. I'll be at the RNC all week. It'll be a very tense RNC, but I'm glad that I will be there. I'm glad that I'll be with my fellow Republicans and conservatives, and hopefully I'll still be able to see President Trump there. And I just spent 40 minutes with Trump and Clay on the phone yesterday, and he could have been taken from us today. But I want to leave you with this. And if you haven't seen it, you should see it. You will see it, I'm sure. The photo of Donald Trump being taken off that stage after an assassin's bullet by divine intervention just misses him, just grazes his ear. The photo of Trump being dragged off that stage by Secret Service in the midst of an assassination attempt. Gunfire just rung out. And Trump, while he's bleeding, stops, tells his Secret Service to hold on. And he raises his fist to the crowd and he says, fight. That is this election. That is what this country is facing right now.